Hey everyone, I'm Brandon Robbins, and welcome to another 5 Minutes of Hope. Now before we get started, if you don't mind, please take a moment and go down below and click that subscribe button. And then while you're down there, click that little bell next to it so you make sure to get notified each week when we put out a new video. When I was a junior in high school, I got invited to this thing called Boys State. And apparently it was this week-long immersion in local government. But all I knew is that it just looked really good on a college application. Well, while we were there, one day a bunch of us went out and we started throwing the baseball. And I was throwing baseball with a particular guy and started to ask him questions about where he played and stuff like that. And he told me he played for his high school team and he was actually thinking of going and playing baseball in college. But the more I talked to this guy, the more unbelievable things just started to sound. Like when I would ask him where he was going to play college ball, he'd say things like, I'm thinking of going to LSU or Florida State, the best schools in the country. Or when I'd ask him what position he played, he said pitcher, and I'd say, so how fast do you throw? And he'd say, somewhere around 90 miles an hour. I'd be like, sure you do. And by the end of the conversation, I was left thinking, this guy's just gotta be making all this stuff up. Until I saw his name a few years later. And I realized that this guy had become this guy. And I saw that Justin Verlander had just been picked second overall in the 2004 Major League Baseball draft. Seeing an article like that kind of puts your life in a little bit of perspective. Realizing that we were in the same place in high school and now all of a sudden this guy's been a Rookie of the Year, 2-time Cy Young Award winner, MVP, World Series champion, married to a supermodel. But it's okay, I'm not jealous. But just the other day I saw a video that he put out that impressed me more than all that other stuff. It was actually a video that he and his wife put out in response to the coronavirus, and I want you to see what they say.
Hey everyone, so just found out that MLB is going to be providing us a paycheck for the next couple of months. Obviously this is an extremely difficult time for the entire world. There's so many people that are in need, whether it's those that are on the front lines battling this disease head on, or someone who's at home and has lost their job and needs to provide basic necessities such as food and water. So we have decided to donate that paycheck.
Yes, we're going to pick an organization every week who's doing really good work right now and donate the entire week's paycheck to that organization.
And the more I looked into this, the more I realized that athletes in every sport and influencers in every arena were stepping up in similar ways to support people affected by the coronavirus. Zion Williamson is covering the salaries of staff at the Smoothie King Center. The Delta CEO is foregoing his salary for 6 months to make sure that all other employees are paid. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds donated over $1 million to food banks in Canada and Feeding America. And these are just a few examples. And I know what a lot of people are thinking. They're thinking, well, they should, right? They've got tons of money. They should be helping people like this. But I think that's harsh and unfair and honestly probably a little hypocritical. I mean, the truth is that so many of us have more than we actually need. And what these athletes and influencers are doing shouldn't be measured against their net worth. It should be something that inspires the same sort of sacrifice in all of us. I mean, when I hear all of these stories, I can't help but think of a moment that Jesus had with his own disciples. He's walking with his disciples and he hears two brothers, James and John, arguing over who's the greatest disciple among them. And then he calls all of his disciples together and he says this. It says, so he sat down, called the 12 and told them, if anyone wants to be first, then he must be last of all and servant of all. You see, when most people see these athletes and celebrities, they admire them for what they consider to be their greatness, right? Their wealth, their abilities, their achievements. But I feel like in the midst of the coronavirus, Justin Verlander and these other celebrities are showing us what true greatness looks like. That true greatness isn't in what you gain, it's in what you give. It's not in what you achieve, it's in what you sacrifice. It's not in how you further yourself, it's in how you lift up others. Greatness is seen in people making financial sacrifices to make sure that other people don't have to suffer. It's in the doctors and the healthcare workers who put themselves in harm's way every single day to make sure that they can protect and save the lives of others. It's in the Amazon, UPS, and other delivery service workers who handle thousands of packages every single day, putting themselves at risk so our economy can keep going and so that our lives can have some semblance of normal. True greatness is in the sacrifice. And this shouldn't be any surprise to Christians. I mean, this is exactly what Jesus did on the cross, right? He didn't overthrow an emperor or destroy Roman legions in order to prove that he's our Savior. He sacrificed his life. He proved God's love for us and just how far God is willing to go in order to reach us, which begs a really powerful question. And that's, what lengths are you willing to go to in order to save others? Are you willing to donate your salary or even just part of it? Are you willing to make masks for people who don't have them? Are you willing to sacrifice and stay inside even though you want to go out? Or procure resources for hospitals and other institutions that don't have the supplies? Will you provide food for those who are going hungry? Or are you even willing to just sacrifice the time it takes to figure out how to do these things? Because in the end, this is what makes us truly great. As individuals, as a nation, as churches, our greatness won't be in the fact that we can claim we survived the virus or that we grew and prospered in the midst of these turbulent times, or even if our country can claim we found the cure. What will make us great is how we sacrifice, how we show others the love that God showed us, how these things impact how we love and treat one another, not just in this moment, but from this moment forward. And that vision gives me hope. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed these 5 minutes of hope. If you haven't done so already, please go down below and click that thumbs up to say that you liked the video today. And then while you're down there, go ahead and click that subscribe button so you get these videos each and every week. We'll see you next time. Have a great week, and God bless.